Welcome to Phase 4, Part 2, the second half of Goofballs. In the ultimate week of the regular season, we've just determined the playoffs, and wow, what a thrill. What a thrilling week 17 it was. I think while you're watching the games and I had this thought, I think, and maybe I'm just becoming cynical. I know that I'm becoming cynical.
What?
I
You?
know.
Oh,
I know. I know.
Are you
Don't tell my
serious,
wife.
Kenny?
No, I'm serious. I've kind of always been this happy-go-lucky. People used to call me Mike Lee because I was always so happy-go-lucky.
don't get it.
Mike Lee is a British director who directed the film Happy Go Lucky. It was there was a Best Actress nomination involved.
Wow, you really won up my Architectural Digest joke.
Ooh, yeah. That joke might as well be a toothbrush because that was a reach.
I don't want to quibble with you about this. I don't want to quibble.
Quip toothbrush.
Oh, quip. Hey, you know what? Well, we never got paid for that. And we weren't supposed to either.
We were trying super hard.
But what was I talking about?
Football.
Redzone Channel. I think Redzone Channel is...
You were talking about how you used to be you're getting a little cynical.
Yeah, and now you're a happy-go Logan Lucky or something.
Exactly. I used to be Dorothy in Wizard of Oz, which I don't know, she might be optimistic. To cynical, Dorothy's dad, But I think that Redzone Channel, I think it might be bad for sports, I don't think people really I think more and more people watch the Redzone Channel, which I understand. I am guilty of it. I'm guilty, because you just want to see a little bit of everything, and it's like you get to see a little bit of a lot of different players here and there, but you're missing all the football that happens between like the other 80 yards, all the football that goes into getting into those positions. You see the highlights, they show you the 75-yard plays and stuff, but then maybe this is where we get some of these arguments and where people hate the run game. They don't understand, like, hey, why do you run the football? It's like, just because you didn't see all those 3 and 6 and 2-yard runs because you were watching the Redzone Channel, this is what goes into almost most of football. It's this very like basic understanding. I think like people's view of football in many ways is becoming super simplistic because they're hyper focused on like these red zone plays.
Now, this isn't coming from an angle of also like despising fantasy football, right? That it's not related.
Not really. I mean, it's not. I think that there's like probably a Venn diagram that looks maybe like a little bit like an eclipsed sun, but I think that mostly I'm just focused on this idea of the way that people really watch football.
I don't disagree with you, but I also don't 100% agree with you, and here's why. I agree with you in the sense that there's so much like not only like quality football, X's and O's and stuff, but like fun football you miss if you watch the Redzone Channel. Because like 80-yard receptions for a touchdown, that can't be on the Redzone Channel, right? Because it's not from the Red Zone.
No, the Redzone Channel
would just be a highlight.
Redzone Channel will show you highlights as well as Red Zone plays. Like they'll be like, oh, here's like someone's in the red zone, but like if there's a 75-yard play, they're gonna show it to you.
Now, the reason I don't think another reason I don't think like Red Zone Channel is needed is because there's enough scoring to where you don't need to be like, oh, it's finally going to happen. There's enough scoring in a regular game where it's not like it's not like a soccer match that's like 2-1. But one thing I think like the Red Zone Channel does fit. There's no other sport really that Red Zone, like a Red Zone Channel kind of thing could work in, right? Because like hockey, there's no like, oh, they're getting ready to score. It just happens when they're on a break.
Yeah, you're right. The NFL is very,
Baseball,
and college
basketball,
football, it's
yeah.
like both very specialized in the fact that it only happens on for the most part, 1 day a week. So all the games overlap, and you wouldn't really get in that conundrum as often with like the NBA, but
Yeah, it doesn't work in NASCAR, soccer. Nothing else would be like, here's a channel when they're about to score, we go right there, and then you get to see it live.
It would be like a Vine. That channel would be so ADD to watch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's got the ball!
A basketball red zone where it's just like it just keeps cutting away to teams' offensive possessions. It also doesn't work in basketball. It's even worse because when one team's on defense, the other one's on. Like it would switch, so it would be crazy.
Yeah, it is that I think we do it's just a problem I think with like media like consumption of like entertainment in general, and I think like for instance with like Netflix and like today I just had a moment. I was driving in the car and there was 2 songs I had to do. I was picking up a U-Haul because I'm moving my brother tomorrow. And I'm listening to FM radio because I'm in the U-Haul and I don't have my podcasts and all my stuff. I got to go through the FM on the U-Haul. And like 2 songs came on, like I hadn't heard in a while, like Summer of '69 and another one I forget. But you know what? The quality wasn't great. There was a little bit of like, but my enjoyment of listening to those songs out of a 30-minute trip of just crap songs and crap weird like talk radio. Because I earned those 2 songs, I enjoyed listening to those songs more than I have in so long. And I was like, that's an FM moment. And I think we kind of got to look for those FM moments in life, because I think sometimes movies, they used to be so special when they just come on the TV when we have all the options and we're like, oh my God, this movie's on. I haven't seen it in so long and it's so special. And I do think Red Zone is kind of like there's an element of that to there. Whereas when you're watching the game and they finally get in the red zone, it feels so much more exciting,
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that it's a very good. There's our first T-shirt. That's an FM moment. Woo! Goofballs T-shirt. Goofballs T-shirt moment. That's an FM moment. Man, that's an FM moment. We just came up with our T-shirt.
That's an FM moment.
That's an FM moment. Quotes. That's our T-shirt. Quote. That's an FM moment. Quote by Quip. Yeah, that's I just think that it kind of like, I think it's similar to fantasy football. I think it waters down the product and kind of creates a dissection kind of between certain fans and certain ways. A lot of people say like, I watch football every week. I love football. But it's like they haven't watched a single game all season long. They've just seen snippets of games. A lot of people, it's like, the people that sit down and watch like Thursday night football, which is like still a lot of people, is probably like 9 million people or whatever. But the people that like talk about like, I mean, that's not that many people is what I'm saying, in general speaking. It's pretty much the size of New York City. Okay. Remember that?
We talked about good callback.
Population. Yeah.
Very good.
But so I also, again, I've been guilty of this. I enjoy the quick satiation of watching the Red Zone channel and getting all those players. One time I tried to watch every game in a season, get the NFL Game Pass, and I watched, because in the condensed version, it's like 15 minutes a game. And I watched like half of the season, like up to week 8 or week 9. And I did feel like I had learned a lot in doing that and stuff. Mostly I just I have the memory of liking the linebacker Curtis Lofton of the Atlanta Falcons.
Wait, pause. You watched a 50-minute version of each game, or you watched every game of each
version.
season? Okay, so
minutes.
it was like so it was like 50 minutes. You got some game flow, like a little bit of game flow, kind of, but not
it cuts out all the crap.
Yeah.
So like watching a week's worth of games would take like 4 hours or something like that. So then a week's worth would be like 4 hours. It's not that crazy for sure. You can binge watch The Sopranos and probably get through, the same amount of time. But yeah, so I think that it's good to be able to like watch a lot of football, and I know it can be difficult to like just sit down. Plus, it's like it's a lot of these times the games that they're putting on TV in your area, they're no good. They're not what you want to watch or even close to it. In LA, it's like I don't want to watch the Chargers or the Raiders. It's not my. I like Justin Herbert, but still, they ain't winning nothing. So anyway, Scooby-Doo. This was a video that says behind the scenes.
That was a weird
NFL.
ending to a really,
Yeah.
really good. I was enthralled, and then you just went off the train tracks.
Yeah, that was like an AM moment.
Behind the scenes of NFL Red Zone with Scott Hansen. Now, there's Scott Hansen, and there's another guy, Andrew Siciliano, and it's just like rival Red Zone hosts. And on Reddit and the streaming sites and such like that, people like Scott Hansen, and they hate Siciliano. Even though, like, I don't know if people like hate him, but the idea is like, Hansen's got a good voice. He's like says the good things that people would like to hear during a thing, which is that he doesn't say much at all. And I think Siciliano, it's there's a little bit more. I usually didn't even realize that I always listen to Hansen because I was like, yeah, Hansen. And then when all of a sudden I thought that I listened to Siciliano, and I listened to Siciliano and go, wait, no, this is not the guy. And I went back to Hansen. And this is some sort of behind the scenes. Now, Johnny, have you been watching this at all?
Yeah, he looks like a big old tool. Scott Hansen looks like a dick in a suit.
That guy looks like Brian Regan if he was.
Yeah.
Brian Regan. I mean, there's definitely a quality to him that like he would definitely play like a character in a movie in the comedy who's like, like Craig Kilborn in Old School kind of guy, like, smarmy, creepy kind of. I'm not saying you're creepy, Hansen, but
you just look at him
in
and
a
you're
movie.
Like, fuck him. You look at him and you're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
probably a very nice family man.
No, I don't know this person, but I'm just gonna. Just the way I see him talking in the green screen there. That Johnny, you guys are both right. This guy is a full-on sociopath,
and he looks like a creep. He looks like almost like a Patrick Bateman kind of. Yeah, like he's had a one-night stand and he's like stolen the girl's panties or something like that.
That is specific.
He looks like a creep.
I feel like we're doing a weird improv game right now.
I hate him.
I honestly.
I hope he
are there?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, are there normal improv? Are there improv games that are not weird? I think they're all pretty.
Like kitty cat
especially
career
in public. Oh boy.
I want Scott Hansen to feel the physical sensation of dying just once.
Look at it. He just looks like he's yelling at the interns on, because I've muted this because, nobody can hear it except for me anyway, but because I haven't been able to figure out how to get that going. The muted version is he's very animated. You could think that now an improv game would be voicing what he's saying, but
I just want to punch him in the stomach as hard as I can and just whisper in his ear, I hate you.
Oh boy.
I don't even know this guy at all.
I want to slug him. I want to slug him in the gut.
Oh, I want to squeeze and chop.
Could that studio be any more like typical like TV film studio?
Everything's happening so fast. TV happens fast.
It looks like it's purposefully outdated. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
they've really squeezed in there.
I wanna break his arm
That's
with a
basically
baseball
what
bat.
I've got in my bedroom now with the whole
Yeah. You
studio.
have 1/8 of the behind the scenes of NFL Red Zone.
Exactly. But that was called "Get It Off My Chest," and
Ooh, yeah.
so there it is, off of the chest. Johnny, you've prepared something for us.
Yes, I prepared a game. This is a Goofballs take on the game show classic, the Newlywed Game, called Know Your Co-Host.
Boom.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, before the podcast, I had Kenneth answer 4 questions, and I had Andrew answer 4 other questions, and neither of them know each other's answers. So we're going to go Kenneth first. Andrew, you'll be guessing what Kenneth answered for these questions, and then Andrew, Kenneth will answer the ones that you answered previously. If
Sweet.
Kenneth or Andrew, you answer the other person's question correctly, your team, you and Kenneth, get a point. If you answer incorrectly, then Team Johnny wins a point. Okay? If we're tied by the end of the 8 questions, or you have more points than me, then we'll go on to a secret bonus round where one of you will be named Ultra Co-Host Champion.
Wow. You've never given that out before.
Okay, we'll see. Here we go. Know your co-host. Andrew, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. I had Kenneth answer these questions. First question, who is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL?
Justin Herbert.
That is correct. Correct. You just want to give a little blurb after each one of these answers of why you answered that, Kenneth?
Oh, yeah. Well, very intuitive of you, Andrew. I do think that Justin Herbert, he's going to win a Super Bowl here in the next few years. And I don't know if a lot of people know that or not, except for me and the rest of these goofballs.
Very good. So right off the bat, Team Kenneth and Andrew, 1 point. Team Johnny, still goose egg. All right. Here we go. Andrew, second question I asked Kenneth. Who is your dark horse Super Bowl team?
The Colts.
That is correct. Did you get it? How did you get it? Oh, you mentioned it earlier in the podcast. That's right. You fucking sneaky bastard. All right, 2 points. Any reason besides the fact that they're not even in the playoffs this week?
I had no idea that they were that close to being out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if they make it, I like the Colts to go. I don't like the Colts to go far. The thing is that I was trying to be like fair. People take the sleeper question and then they're like, I just didn't want to be like, the Seahawks or the Steelers or something like that. Like, to me, I just wanted to like choose a real sleeper. Yeah. Not like the Ravens. Like the Ravens is not a sleeper. The Ravens are a team that went 14-2 last season. They're really good.
There's
only
to
be like a real sleeper.
There's only like one good sleeper, and I think that's the Browns because they're not supposed to make it, to the Super Bowl, but they're good enough to. All right, Andrew.
I definitely agree that. I just don't want to over talk the thing there. It was just like, I mean, if anybody said the Browns as a sleeper Super Bowl pick, I'm like, that's a sleeper because I definitely don't think it could happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with the Colts for that same reason.
There you
go. Okay, Andrew, third one. I had Kenneth answer. Which is the NFL team you'd most like to play for?
Oh, the Seahawks.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. You want to tell me your answer? Turn the card around and reveal your answer there, Kenneth?
I had to think about it, and then I thought for a while and just really tried to put myself in the mindset of being a person. I wasn't no affiliation based decision here, and I'm just a person who, and it's, I also, when I was answering it, it was a little chilly in Los Angeles this morning. And I'm just like, I don't want to live anywhere in these December months, and especially the playoff games, where a home game means playing in 20-degree weather and or living in it for that matter. So I chose the Arizona Cardinals because I don't want to live in Florida or Texas unless, and not under those circumstances, especially not like Jacksonville,
Yeah.
as earlier mentioned. So
I should have
eventually I
known that,
settled on the
though.
Cardinals.
Yeah, you don't know your
You talk about Arizona a lot, Arizona real estate a lot. Yeah,
you
That's
fucked
right.
That,
Yeah,
you fucked that one up,
Scottsdale.
Andrew.
I messed that up.
Yeah, and your answer would of course be Miami, and you would just
Yeah, of
buy
course,
a room at the
my
Fontainebleau.
baby.
All right, last question I asked Kenneth is: are you ready, Andrew? Who is
I'm ready.
Who is Kenneth's favorite current Seahawk player?
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. Russell Wilson.
Incorrect.
Kenneth, man, come on.
Yeah, come on, Kenneth.
I'm not even thinking about this until now, where I'm like, oh, I should have
he has
lofted.
to answer him.
I didn't even think about like the fact that I had to be lofting answers.
No, he said
to
Jamal.
him.
He
And,
said
like,
Jamal Adams. Jamal
The
Adams.
problem is that I've been living with Jamal Adams over the last week because I've been making these videos for the YouTube channel, and I've been making a video on Jamal Adams, and I ended up doing a lot of research on it and a lot of work on it, more than I anticipated. So I've just come to respect him a lot more based on this last week, and it's very of the moment.
Stuff that Andrew had absolutely no possibility of knowing.
No.
You should share it with him. Share those nuggets with him. All right, going into Andrew's questions, we are all tied up at 2. Team Johnny 2,
oh my God.
Team KA 2. Here we go. Kenneth, are you ready?
Ready.
Here are Andrew's questions. Andrew said, the best wide receiver currently in the NFL is blank.
I think I know. I hate to be wrong about this, but DeAndre Hopkins.
That is incorrect.
Dang.
The correct answer is, and I think this was gearing towards your sensibilities, DJ Metcalf.
Did he say DJ Metcalf?
Yes, he said DJ Metcalf.
I thought I said DK.
I think I reread the text before I wrote it down and said DJ Metcalf. I think so. I'll have to recheck just to make sure.
Well, he's an Ole Miss guy too, so that was another,
It's going to be difficult if I have to guess not just your answers, but your attempts to give me answers.
Yeah, that's speaking of Ole Miss, that answer was a big old miss.
Oh, swish.
And I apologize. He says best wide receiver is DJ Metcalf.
Oh, shit.
And he spelled Metcalf Metkalf.
Oh no, Andrew.
Okay. You need 2 of the next 3, Kenneth. 2 of the next 3. Here we go. Andrew said, the scariest head coach currently in the NFL is blank. The scariest head coach in the NFL. Really thought you would have at least a 3-1 lead going into these.
Okay, well, I mean, what's scarier than a grinder coming out of the New England Patriots organization to lead the New York? No, probably more of a John Gruden type or no, he's never.
You have a 2-minute time limit.
Okay, good. That's quite a lot of time.
I mean, I'm gonna get my
hints. No hints.
For a second.
No hints.
I know, because I'll give hints with my brain.
Yeah, you're trying to cheat, you big cheater.
One of my favorite qualities about Andrew, who's the scariest head coach.
Yeah, currently in the NFL.
Oh,
so you can't say Bill Cowher.
Currently in the NFL, but yeah, tell me about it. Everybody used to cower to him.
Yes, it's not Matt Patricia.
Not Matt Patricia, but okay. Well, scariest head coach in this current National Football League would be Joe Judge.
That is incorrect. The one thing scarier than someone from the Belichick tree is a walrus. He chose Andy Reid.
Oh, he went off of like Scary Good or something like that.
Yeah. Scary Good. Was it not Scary Good? Was it scary?
I don't know. No, I know.
You can interpret it how you want. I said just who's the scariest head coach in the league.
I was like trying to think of one that was like.
Oh, you would have said Joe Judge? Okay, I'll give that one to you. You're still not going to win.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. It's 3-3.
Yeah,
all right.
Wow,
It's 3-3. I'll give that one to you.
Good job, Andrew.
I like the teamwork. Both of you trying to fucking cheat the game together. That's good co-hostmanship. All right. Last two. Ready, Kenneth?
I'm ready.
Kenneth said the worst starting quarterback in the NFL is blank. And I had to preface that worst starting quarterback is a quarterback that has started a game this season for a team.
What is Andrew?
You have 2 minutes.
No.
Yeah, talk it out. Talk it out for the listeners at least.
What does Andrew know? I mean, okay, so it's just like.
So you have to know your co-host, but you also have to know what he doesn't know.
It's like, he knows that it's not going to be Daniel Jones or Colt McCoy who won a game. He's not going to say like anything like that. Those are definitely quarterbacks that he knows of. He knows of Carson Wentz, who's been very bad. He knows of, but it's like he doesn't know of Ben DiNucci. I don't think, even though, Johnny's brought up Ben DiNucci on the podcast. The Nooch, one of my favorite Kevin Smith characters, the Nooch, the Noochie Boochies. That's what I miss about Chris Berman, is coming up with names like the Noochie Boochies.
This is actually very good banter. I like it. Just with yourself.
I'll say that. He doesn't know about. He knows about Dwayne Haskins. He knows about. They're all pretty much in the NFC East. Oh boy, the worst. These are not easy questions.
No, the first four were easy for Andrew.
I'm gonna say that he said the worst was Carson Wentz.
No, Andrew, you want to tell me your answer?
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, the one quarterback he knows.
So I listened to you, man. I listened to you, and you were talking about his decision making. I started thinking about it, watching. I'm like. The guy's ceiling is super low. His ceiling is so low.
He blamed you, Kenneth. He fucking threw you under the bus.
Fair enough. No, I take responsibility.
He knew you loved Justin Herbert, and he's like, "Fuck you for not."
Hey, we're still in this. We can still tie this.
Okay, it is 4-3. Team Johnny winning by 1 point going into the final question.
All right.
Here it is to tie and go to the ultra bonus round. Who did Andrew say is the best player currently on the New York Giants roster? Best Giant currently on the New York Giants roster. Who is the best Giant? You have 10 minutes.
God. Is he going with his heart or is he going with his head?
You have to decide.
That's my biggest issue here. My gut is on one name only, and if it's not this name, then what's the point of even living? I can't live living this without you. So, if he's gonna play these games with me all year long, you better come through in the clutch. All right, if you're gonna be this guy, then you better be him all the way. I'm going to say Deion Lewis.
Fuck!
Now, a little behind the scenes, Kenneth. He actually, via texting me and him and I, he was like, I should just, because I said, he has to answer these, like Newlywed Game style. He said, I should just say Dion Lewis, but I'm not going to do it because I want. Let me read the text exactly because it was amazing that you said that. Because he said, best giant on the roster, Saquon. Parentheses, it's Dion, but I want to be nice to Kenny.
I was going to go Saquon or Dion.
Exactly. He picked Saquon because he was catering to you, and you picked Dion because you were catering to him.
That's true newlywed shit. That's true
that
newlyweds.
Gives you...
That's more important than points, Andrew.
That gives me negative 1.1 points. Which means I have 2.9 points, which means you go on to the ultra bonus round. Congratulations for knowing each other so much that you both answered the same thing wrong the opposite way, which means it's correct. So the ultra bonus round, closest without going under. Okay? So you're gonna say you're gonna say a number at the same time. If you say the same number, you both are ultra bonus winners. If you say different numbers, whoever is closest without going under. Closest without going under will win. The question is, how many Eagles jerseys does Johnny Schwartzbein own currently? How many Eagles jerseys does Johnny Schwartzbein own currently? And your answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
9.
4.
The correct answer is 4. Kenneth, you are the ultra bonus winner. I would never own, well, maybe basketball jerseys, but not 4, not 9 Eagles jerseys.
9's aggressive, yeah.
You can steal the ultra bonus win if you can name the 4 players on the jerseys.
Me?
Yeah, and there are not multiple jerseys.
All right. Deshaun Jackson.
That is incorrect. No, I don't have Deshaun Jackson. No, I have a white Brian Dawkins jersey. I have a Mitchell & Ness throwback Randall Cunningham, Kelly Green jersey. I have a midnight green Donovan McNabb jersey, and I have a midnight green Michael Vick jersey. Don't tell me. Ooh, bad one. Bad look. And I have one player shirt that is Nick Foles because I didn't want to invest in a jersey for him because I didn't know how long it was going to be the start. But that is the conclusion of Know Your Co-Host. Congratulations, Kenneth, on being the ultra bonus winner.
My favorite part of all the Newlyweds games is when one of the spouses wins.
it's declared better than the other, yes.
Well, we're running out of time here. Andrew, you cooked up some topics for the show this week. Sorry, we're running out of time.
Hey, I cooked up a few topics. To be honest, it might be too early for a couple of them. Do I take them off the grill now, or do I keep them on there for a little longer? So guess what, folks? We're dealing with a little cliffhanger situation. You're just going to have to come back to the restaurant next week to see what topics I'm taking off the grill.
Oh, boy. Okay, real quick, though. Give us a 1 minute. Ready, Andrew?
Yeah.
Give us a 1 minute rant on the screen pass.
Hey, look, the screen pass. Holy cannoli. As a player, I never figured it out. You just get by. You think you're going to sack, and then you look, and you're really out of position. Really tough one to defend, for me at least. But, damn, when that puppy works as a fan, it's always fun to watch. It always kind of pisses you off when it doesn't work because it just seems so crazy because it's like, what? Why you throw it to him in the backfield? He got tackled. But when it works, the screen pass is one of the most satisfying plays to watch. It is just so buttery. The defense is caught out of position. Their linemen are looking back, and the running back is going down the field. And the screen pass is also my favorite play in football because you get the big hog mollies, the big boys in the trenches going downfield for some safety blocks. They're going in, man. That's when you get the big boys going in, and you see some good old action downfield. And yeah, that's my rant on the screen pass.
I love it. I love a good, especially running back screen pass because, man, it's just a tricky play. Exactly like you said. And I love like tricky little plays. I think one of my favorite plays is the flea flicker because it's in the same vein as a screen pass. It's always somewhere in the playbook, and when that happens, you're like, "Oh, that's nice. That's fancy.
Exactly.
That's fun."
I mean, just watching these. I mean, oh, beautiful.
Yeah, there are screen passes being played behind me. If you're listening to the podcast version, Johnny, how's that YouTube doing?
Not great. Love to see more views up there, Kenneth.
Yeah, go get them views, y'all. The thing is, YouTube's algorithms. It's so late in the game. No one's ever picking these things up. But
I blame the listeners.
I blame the listeners too, and I blame each one directly. And by blame, I mean credit with coming out here every week and chopping it up.
Chopping it up with the goofs.
Chopping it up with the goofs. Chopping it up with the goofs. And I'm Casey Kasem with Andrew Grace.
This was an FM moment.
Oh my God. T-shirt it. Look at all these screen passes. That's Michael Crabtree. Woo, woo.
That's a fast man. Yeah. Michael Crabtree is going to go down as fast.
It's good to have numbers as a wide receiver that like stand out. Like I think like DK Metcalf is 14. Michael Crabtree's 15. Sammy Watkins is 15. Tyreek Hill is 11.
Darren Sproles, look at that. Ooh.
Darren Sproles 13.
Yeah, I think 43. You mean DJ Metcalf.
DJ Metcalf. Well, that's about it. Johnny, what else should people know? Where can they find like the YouTube and such?
You can find us on Facebook. Like our Facebook page, Goofballs, a football podcast on Facebook. Go ahead and go to youtube.com, search Goofballs Podcast. You'll find all the videos of the podcast up there. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, at GoofballsP on Twitter, at Goofballs Podcast on Instagram, and you can follow me, Johnny Schwartzbein, on Twitter and Instagram at JJS Comedy. Back to you, Kenneth.
Thank you so much. Andrew Grace.
Hey, thanks for listening, Goofball Nation. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, that's it for this week's episode of Goofballs. Come back next week and we'll goof around again.
Cowboys suck.